Hi, my name is Damon with Loanbidz.com. Today we're going to give a market update. We're going to go through lots of products and we're going to talk about where the market is today. So stick with us. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're going to go through a lot of different products here quickly. We're going to go through short-term investment property products. We're going to go through some long-terms and give you an idea of where things are. So first of all, let's start out with the short-term type products. So first of all, we have the traditional fix and flip, which is essentially a purchase and rehab or a refinance and rehab on a 1 to 4 unit residential property. So for those particular types of programs, what we're able to offer right now are loans with max loan amount. So we haven't seen anything quite as good as this ever. So I have, even for folks with minimal experience, 90% of purchase price and 100% of the rehab dollars, as long as that completed value is 75% or less of the loan amount. So let me go back into that. So 90% of the purchase price, 100% of the rehab dollars, as long as 75% ARV or less. Okay? That's really good. Right now, rates have improved as well. Depending on your experience, you can get rates down into the 7%. And most of these loans are structured as a 12-month interest-only type of program. But we have options for a little bit longer if the project and the rehab is a little more extensive. Okay, now let's talk about that same type of product, but for a multifamily. It actually looks a lot similar to the 1 to 4 units. So what I'm talking about here is a 5+ unit residential property where you're looking to purchase it, stabilize it, or renovate it, and get it to the point where it's worth more, and you can either sell it or decide to keep it as a rental. So in those particular types of programs right now, the leverages and the max loan amounts are not quite as good, but they're pretty darn good. So generally on those ones, based on experience, you're looking at around 80 to 85% of the purchase price and still 100% of the rehab dollars, as long as typically that has to be at 70 ARV or better. So again, that's a multifamily. And I have a lot of clients that are starting to migrate up to the multifamily because those properties tend to cash flow as much or better than the 1 to 4 unit properties. All right, so let's finish off the short-term products with new construction. I have a lot of clients that are trying to break into the new construction. Maybe they've been doing renovations for a while, and now they want to break in and do their first new construction. They've got a lot in mind, and typically on these types of programs right now for new construction, the lenders are still requiring some level of experience with new construction, or at least proven heavy rehab. So that would be like a gut rehab or something where your purchase and renovation was, or the renovation part was at least half of the overall acquisition and rehab costs. So in that particular case, for new construction, the loans look a lot like the fix and flip loans. So typically 12 to 18 months, can get a little bit longer if you need it. But again, we're going to need some experience there with either heavy rehab or new construction. Some lenders even are going to require 3+ new constructions of a similar type property in the last 3 to 5 years. So again, if you don't have that, what you might think about is bringing in a partner on your first couple of deals, add them to the LLC and make them a partner in the transaction, and get your first couple of new constructions under your belt. All right, now let's talk about long-term. So long-term rental loan rates are really good right now. So if you look out at the marketplace, what you're typically going to find for loan amounts is 80% LTV for purchases, and for what are called rate and term or no cash out refinances. So 80% LTV for those, and 75 to 80% for cash outs. Again, depending on your credit score. We have some lenders now that as long as your score is above 740-ish, they can give you 80% cash out. Okay, and then those are the ones that have the best rates. Okay, we also have in that particular group rates starting, let me back up here a second. So with the rental loans, one of the most important components of your rate and fees is your FICO score and the LTV you select. So FICO scores are really important here. So again, as you go up or down the FICO range, the rate gets better or worse. So right now, most of the lenders have a top tier at about 780, maybe some at 800. And in those particular cases, if you can get your credit score up there, you're going to get the best rate at whatever LTV you select. So again, let's say you're purchasing a property, you want 80 LTV at the very best rate, get your score up to 780 to 800, and you can get that 80% LTV at a rate likely, just under 5%. So, in the high fours. So with those particular situations, that's really good. So now let's migrate to the multifamily. So those are 5+ unit properties that now you're looking for a long-term rental loan. And in those particular types of transactions, the rate looks a lot and feels a lot like the rental loans, because it will be a 30-year fixed available, which most of my clients want, and the rate is going to be slightly higher than the rental loan rate, typically about 0.5% higher. So right now, a lot of our multifamily long-term loans are quoting, in the 5-ish% range, maybe 5 to 5.5, depending on, again, the credit score of the client and the LTV that they select. So again, 80% LTV for purchases and no cash out refinances, and then 75 to 80% for the cash outs. So that is about as aggressive as I've seen in my career, which has spanned more years than I want to tell you about. So again, right now time is good. If you're thinking about acquiring properties, if you can find those deals, or if you're looking at refinancing a group of properties that you have currently. So give me a call when you get a chance, or at 636-552-4710. That's 636-552-4710. Or simply go out to loanbidz.com. We've got 3 ways now that you can connect with us. You can either do a short form lead form, which gives us just basic information, takes about 30 seconds. You can go ahead and input one for bidding, and that will take you about 3 minutes. But we also have the third option where you can just send us your information to call you, and we can talk about your specific scenario. So until next time, everyone have a great week, and we'll see you soon.